Shalom. This is Keren with his Israel speaking to you from Jerusalem, but a very special place in Jerusalem. It's on Mount Zion, and it's the home that used to be the home, very famous home of Pauline and Albert Rose. And you can find out about the story. We have recorded it on his Israel, but also, of course, the books have been published. This was an original book from Window on Mount Zion by Pauline Rose, and her heart and prayer was to build a garden and a house on Mount Zion. And she said, she recalled the words of one of Israel's prophets foretelling a spirit of kindness that would be established on Mount Zion, that says, "They shall not hurt or destroy in all my holy mountain." And she realized that anyone who came here was touched by a ray of the special light on Mount Zion. And so not only the birds and the flowers that you can hear the birds all around, you can hear the sounds of Jerusalem, but everyone who came to this house would experience the spirit of kindness. And I have great joy today to introduce you to a good friend of Pauline Rose's. Her name is Adelheid. She's from Germany, and she is going to share with us how her family made this close connection of friendship with the Roses, with Pauline and Albert. So I will hand you over now to Adelheid.
Hello, Shalom. Shalom, I'm Adelheid. I belong to the Meyer family. We were 4 children, and of course my mother, Klärchen. She was a very dear friend from Pauline and Albert Rose, from England, the time of England, and we come from Germany. And when Pauline and Albert came here to Mount Zion to live in the house called Hell, we of course visited her from the beginning to the last year when the house was closed after Pauline and Albert Rose died.
Can you share with us, Adelheid, about your very first visit to the house, and just a few of the little things maybe that you used to do with Pauline to help or to enjoy here at the house?
Well, the beginning was already in '63. Pauline and Albert Rose were still living in Tel Aviv, and my eldest brother and Dankert and the other one, Reinhold, they went to visit Pauline and of course Israel, the country, sightseeing and so on. And Pauline went with Dankert and Reinhold to this house already, and they had found out that this is could be a wonderful house, and Dankert was a constructor. And they needed some help, some ideas, so they went here the first time. And Dankert had a firm, and he wanted to bring his workers here to repair the house, but of course this was not the right idea, because it should be a house repaired by Israelis and not of German people. So this was a very first one. And my brother came back, and in 1965, when we had the first Pesach Seder, the whole family came here to visit her and to be on the first Seder. And this was also for us as Christians the first Seder at all we experienced. And it was I can't believe it was so wonderful, so that it kept in our minds and our hearts till now, that I can't explain how we felt this peace here on one side. Of course, it was the time before the Six-Day War, and it was really peaceful, and no noise and no buses at all. There was the fence and nobody was here.
And actually, when they first built the house, and at the time that Adelheid is talking about, they were just right across the road, virtually, from the Jordanian soldiers who were occupying part of Jerusalem at that time, right? And but it was still quiet, and there was very little traffic. There were just a few people living here on Mount Zion, and it was Pauline even said it was a miracle how they were able to live here, right?
And it was a big miracle that we have experienced so many miracles all the time. So many things happened that we said, or Pauline said, if it is God's will, He will help us and He will do it. And if it's not God's will, I have to leave, or I have to these things.
To get the idea.
Yes, yeah. And really, every time somehow it went on, and they kept on, and Pauline and Albert still were in a high age, and the house, the steps were difficult. To live here in this house in these times were so difficult. Not only because of the Jordanians, they looked each afternoon when it's getting dark through their glasses and looked up to our balcony where we were standing, and we watched them, and the children even waved to the Jordanians. So this was sometimes a little bit funny and not the right way to do.
But I think just the physical, the physical challenge of bringing supplies up, and I remember there was just this very bumpy little road that they had to try and get their car up to bring the supplies and groceries even, or anything. Yeah. But then that all changed.
That all changed.
Yeah.
In later times we got water almost every day, or we got electricity almost every day. Sometimes one day we didn't have, or just less water, and we couldn't water the garden, and had just something to drink our tea. And be careful that we had water enough for the visitors who would come. So this was not so easy still. But life, because of the car, the road was much better then.
Yeah, it made it easier. Yes.
Really.
So, what else can you tell us? Maybe like some of the kinds of visitors who would come.
Oh yes. so many different people I've experienced. I come from a small town. From Germany, I learned to know people from all over the world. Each kind of persons from high positions like politicians, from England first, and South Africa and the USA, Canada. Everybody. Christians came here. They knew Pauline, and Jews, of course. Then
and even the Orthodox Jews.
And Orthodox Jews were always here on Shabbat. Shabbat morning. After the synagogue, Albert brought always visitors his friends from the synagogue, of course, and they had, do you call Kiddush?
Yes.
Yes, they had Kiddush here every Shabbat morning. And then the visitors came, just rang the doorbell and said, "Oh, what a lovely garden. What is this? What is the house? Is it also something for tourists? Can we come in?"
Oh, we had a disconnect there for a moment. And Adelheid was just telling us about how many visitors used to come to the house from all over the world, because they'd see this beautiful garden and home and want to come and have a look. But I just want to point out again that that's why they named their house Ha-Ohel, which in Hebrew means a tent. And they wanted it to be like Abraham and Sarah's tent, which would be open to all people from all corners of the earth. And indeed, they used to come. And because they lived as Orthodox Jews, they were Orthodox. Adelheid was sharing how after the synagogue service on Shabbat morning, Albert always brought some of his Orthodox friends for Kiddush here at the house, and slowly but surely more and more people would join in, and it was a real place of gathering and joy. I'm sure there used to be a lot of laughter and dancing.
Right.
And what else?
So we had 3 rooms, the entrance hall, where we could have guests, and then the next room down was the red room, also a very nice, very, very nice room, and upstairs the living room. So it could happen that we had 3 groups in the house. Wow. I remember very well one day we had down below Orthodox Jews, really Orthodox Jews. They discussed the Bible, and then a Christian group came and we put them upstairs, and then we had to bring tea up and down and to be there, and it happened this day that the Christians sang their songs very loudly. The Orthodox Jews discussed very loudly.
The Torah portion of the
week.
Right.
Right. And another group, just people without any religious background, they even come, and we went with them into the garden. So Pauline, Albert couldn't manage all, so it was good if somebody else was there. 3 groups. This was not every day, but sometimes it happened that we had to find out which group or which person goes upstairs or keeps on. And we had wonderful talks, and what I experienced was that here in this house the talks weren't just conversations like, "Oh, wonderful to be here, it's a nice country and I've seen this or I saw that, and it's the first time that I'm here," or something like that, and "Thank you for tea, it's lovely." No, it started like this, but very soon they talk about the meaning of Mount Zion, about the Bible, and I can't remember one visitor who didn't have to think or just did it by himself to talk about the Bible. And we had found out that some persons even came to believe that there is a God, there is a Lord, and these are so big miracles I can't really experience. I get very excited when I think about it. Yeah. It was wonderful.
Yeah.
Thank God.
Thank God. Well, you know, that was the whole aim or work, let's say, of Abraham and Sarah, that they met strangers on the way, and by sharing about the God of Abraham, that many came to know of the God of Israel, as it were. So that was wonderful. That the same thing you felt you could see happening before your very eyes here at Ha'ohel. That's really very special. Now, can you think of anything else on your heart, Adelheid, that you'd like to share?
Well, I would very much mention my mother, because it was a privilege that my mother knew Pauline and Adelheid long before they came to Israel to live here in 59. I think, yes. And she, my mother was the one who God gave the vision that it is her task to stand beside Pauline and Adelheid when they decided to go here, because she, of course, knew too that it was a very big task and work, and that those ones couldn't manage it on her own. So one very important thing was to find a household, and this was a so big thing, because before the Six-Day War, nobody wants to work here, to go up, of course. It was too dangerous, and so we just found friends who were willing and able to help here. And after the Six-Day War, we even got only few persons. So sometimes Pauline and Adelheid were on her own, and in these times we fit in. So then one of our family, 4 sister-in-laws and 8 persons we were, we went here just one after another, and the children, of course, were in the other family, and so we fit time. So that always one of us was
here to
help.
help. So you were real laborers alongside with them. That's so beautiful. And we have to finish, but it was just such a joy to realize that their work that they began here is continuing. I know that it's such an amazing story and calling from God that they came, and that her vision was to bring the light of Shabbat, to bring the light. She says in her book here, every day all over the world Jews pray, "Oh, cause a new light to shine upon Zion, and may we all be worthy soon to enjoy its brightness." And they prayed, Pauline and Albert and Adelheid and her family together, that this rays of this new light would shine in the home and garden they were making on Mount Zion, the very place we are sitting today. And she saw the light. She came to know the light of Messiah. And although, of course, it didn't change anything, they continued to live as Orthodox Jews. But I think we can trust that light of Shabbat, that new light, will be growing and shining more and more here in Zion, from this very house even.
Yes.
You want to finish with something?
This kindling the lights on Shabbat was one of the most impressive and deep experiences we were allowed to have, and this is what over all the 40 years I've been here, deep in my heart is still alive. And I feel now today, when I come back into the house, even it's totally different inside, the spirit is still here, and I just can only thank God that He has chosen this place for this light be kindled all over the time, even when there is no candle now, but the light of the Lord is still here.
Yes.
And I am so sure it will go on, and God will do it in
Amen.
the future.
Amen. May the light of Messiah soon dawn right here on Mount Zion in Jerusalem. Shalom, shalom.